Once again, I want to give all praises and honors and glories to the Most High Lord God, whose name is YaHaWaH, and to His only begotten Son, YaHaWaH, and in the Paleo Hebrew and through the Holy Spirit, YaHaWaH Kodash, Halalata, Barakata, Salalata, Kabawadata, La Ilaya Wan YaHaWaH, Bahasham Adonai YaHaWaH, Bahasham Rawak HaKodash. Greetings, salutations to the Zaquanium of and elders of GMS Great Millstone, the true 100% truth camp of the Hebrew Israelites out of all the camps, teaching truth and not wayward doctrine, teaching in sincere fear of the Most High, prayer, fasting, studying, showing oneself approved through the Paleo Hebrew, the Koine Greek, Shalom, Tawara, Zaquanium, once again, elders, fathers, forefathers, prophets of old coming back in the reincarnation to help wake up the hopeful elect, sighing and crying out on the highways and byways with the milk, living waters, truth, wine, water to rectify ourselves and to get us closer to YaHaWaH through YaHaWaH's blood and through the Ruach Kodash, so we can get one step closer to the 1,000-year reign when YaHaWaH breaks through the clouds and the so-called UFOs and delivers his hopeful elect 144,000 men from the 12 tribes of YaHaWaH and the hopeful one elect, men, women, and children who follow said 144,000 men. Once again, Tawada, Shalom, Zaquanium, and Akim out on the highways and byways pushing this truth and sincerity. Brother Shroth with more milk meat for the hopeful elect men who will need to fortify and strengthen themselves with the scripts, with truth, with power, and have a protective hedge of the Ruach Kodash within the scripts to know that in the end times what one needs to do and how to do it and have the strength to do it. Once again, reading the scripts, being broken down correctly through the mouth of the men of GMS, Great Millstone, and any individual that has the Ruach Kodash in them, speaking truth in sincerity and fear of the Most High. Coming back at you, Sharath, once more with my third video on food, how it isn't shit, and I'm talking about literal food that you eat from a cow, from a burger, and water that you eat. H2O, hydrogen, oxygen. So my first two videos, my introduction video pretty much introduced everything, and I'll just really quickly say it again. I'm talking about literal food and literal water. I'm for now bypassing the metaphorical, metaphysical aspects of food, bread, and water, wine that is in the scripts, because most of the time when said words are mentioned, they mean spiritual, metaphysical aspects of food, bread, water, living waters, living bread, or defiled food and defiled water, which means worldly doctrines, philosophies, and political ideologies. I am bypassing that because I think the end time is nigh, and the mark of the animal, the dragon's fang, the serpent's strike, is about to strike, and it's about to be hooked up to all the world. The RFID chip is about to be voluntold for you to do / take in order for the number one thing is for food. Buy and sell food is the number one thing. No one's going to give a fuck if you can buy or sell marijuana, if you can buy and sell clothes, if you can buy and sell your cow or your car or your sofa. It's about food and water. Thus is why the devil is going to come and try to take the whole world, which no one gives a shit about, but specifically the children of Yasharallah, which is what this entire world and all existence and reality is about, the sons of the Most High, and the Most High YaHaWaH, YaHaWaH through the Ruach Kodash, proven and testing his people through the heathens of the world and through their ideologies and philosophies, especially the mark of the animal, and to see who is his. He will test and prove you. So my thing is, or these slides and this presentation will be nothing but food. So moving on to Numbers 11:4-6. Number 11:4, and the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, America, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. So now their soul is dried away. That means they're fucked up in the head and they're fucked up in the stomach. There's nothing at all besides this manna, which is the food of angels, something YaHaWaH created just for them, something YaHaWaH handed down from the chariots probably, or from the actual sky itself, just to keep them alive before our eyes, and they're calling it nothing at all besides this manna. So once again, these videos and slides is to teach the hopeful elect, because I'm not too worried about the 1/3 I'm worried about the elect, knowing and keeping in mind that you don't need food or water in the end times. You literally, physically don't. Fuck your kids, fuck your wife. If they really truly are 1/3, they'd shut the hell up and not ask you for food. But if they keep on asking you for food, be wary, because they might stab you literally in the back and eat you. So, in the end times, it's only about the elect. So your mama and your daddy and your family are gonna have to go fuck off and bye-bye. Now, if they're truthful 1/3 or trying to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of one's ability, they may get saved just because you are a hopeful elect and you will want your family to be saved. But when it comes down to the end part, if niggas is still talking about food when there is no food and they're thinking about taking the mark of the animal, you better get away from them or they will kill you. I am not fucking joking. The mixed multitude was among them and fell a lusting, and that's all it is. It's just a perversion of eating. Food and water and eating is not evil in itself, just like money is not evil in itself. It is what you do with it, how you do with it, how you come about it, and whether you're destroying people around you to obtain it and don't give a shit, in so much that you will kill your own people or any stranger and eat them too. So food and water is not negative in itself. It's just been perverted by the devil and pretty much the whole world into being something sick and degenerative. GMO food, plastic food, food that isn't even food, fake food, defiled and unclean food. Bats and pigs and maggots are food now. And food not to just sustain oneself, but food to just be a fat piece of shit, in so much that some people mix sex with food. That's why food and water is going to be the perfect ammunition, the perfect bomb that the devil is going to wrap up with that RFID chip to fuck you Israelites over. And I'm talking to the elect. Man, you don't need food and water. You need the power of the Most High, the YaHaWaH Quadash. You may, and besides, you can eat grass. Grass is not unclean, and it is pretty healthy for you. You can literally eat grass. So don't come with anything like these niggers here and our forefathers did back in the day, talking about all these other fucking stupid shit when they literally had manna, food of angels, that probably had all the nutrients you need to survive in it. So point is, don't be these niggers. Your forefathers stubborn as hell. Jumping on down to my main point of this slide will be the quill and the plague, one of my favorite chapters, one of my favorite episodes that happened, just to let you know that food and water now in the end time really ain't shit, because it's fake and false anyway, but it never was the point of living. Food and water is not the point of living on this earth. Numbers 11:31 in the same chapter, and there went forth a wind from YaHaWaH and brought quails from the sea and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. Now I think 2 cubits is 3 feet. I could be completely wrong, but when it says day's journey on this side and a day's journey on that side, it means that the quails were so big they were 3 feet high, stocked on top of each other, and you could see them a day's walk from the camp. That was how much there were and spread out. And look, YaHaWaH is only doing this to teach these niggers a lesson, that they're spitting on manna, which is representative of the word of the Most High coming out of his mouth, law, statutes, and commandments that have nothing to do with food. Well, some of it does have to do with food, Salakia. Unclean food versus clean food and how one is supposed to prepare it. But for the most part, most of the law, statutes, and commandments have shit to do with food. They're how to comport yourself in life, your continence, the way you behave in your walk, whether it's righteous or not. So food ain't shit, and YaHaWaH is fixing to teach these these hard-headed pieces of shit that their stomach is their god. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all that next day, and they gathered the quills. For 2 days they gathered a bunch of fucking meat. He that gathered least gathered 10, and they spread them out abroad themselves round about the camp. Let me read that again. He that gathered least gathered 10 omers. Now I don't know what an omer is, but I'm pretty sure it goes into the kilos and the pounds. So you niggas is fucked. Not only were you not really starving to death, when you did get some meat, y'all went overboard. Just like it says, y'all lusted after flesh. It ain't got nothing to do with meat. Y'all niggas just wanted to be niggas. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, this is one of my favorite verses out of the entire script. Numbers 11:33. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, before it was chewed, it was chewed. Is short for before, Old English. The wrath of YaHaWaH, Bashem Adonai YaHaWaH was kindled against the people, and YaHaWaH, Adonai YaHaWaH, smote, killed, raped, fucking vanquished, annihilated, obliterated the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of the place Koroth Hatava, because they buried the people that lusted there. And the people journeyed to Koroth Hatava unto Hazeroth and abode in Hazeroth. Going really quickly into that name. Quabaroth, which means graves. Hath, the hour of lust. Let's see that. Quabar, sepulchre, grave, burying place. Ta'awa, greed, lust, desire, the graves of lust. So that's what's going to happen if you take the mark of the animal, the fanged serpent, the dragon strike, and you fuck around and say, surely YaHaWaH or God, especially you fucking Christians, is not going to kill me if I just get some bread and water, if I'm doing it just to survive. Surely the Most High God, who's beautiful and loving, is not going to destroy me and my family if we all take the RFID chip so that we can just simply eat and drink water. Yes, he is. He's going to kill all of you, like it says, and I'll read it once more because it's one of my favorite verses. As I said, Numbers 11:33. And while the flesh, food, I'm not talking about any goddamn spiritual or Salakia psychological, philosophical ideas, although next, in its metaphorical sense, it is talking about ideologies and metaphor. But in this, its first line of a meaning, Numbers 11:33, is literal and physical. It's talking about food because it says quails. Before it was in their teeth, before it was chewed, the wrath of YaHaWaH Elohim Adonai YaHaWaH was kindled against the people, and Eliyahu YaHaWaH Adonai YaHaWaH smote the people with a very great plague. Now, if food wasn't bad, and if all they were asking for is something to eat, why would YaHaWaH destroy them niggas? Because that wasn't the point. They were just being assholes towards YaHaWaH and being fat asses, which is why, once again, I'm going to bring it up. After your average, and it doesn't matter what race or what creed or culture, but your average American is obese. So it doesn't matter whether you're an Edomite or an Israelite. You're a piece of shit fat ass in America. Then, by race, the European is the fattest, then the African so-called American, which is the tribe of Judah, then the Ishakarian, which is the tribe, which is so-called Mexicans. Those three are the most obese niggas in the world. Look it up. Why? Because we just keep fucking around with shit that isn't supposed to be fucked around with. Food isn't anything. So, YaHaWaH destroyed them for asking for food. And I've heard atheists say that YaHaWaH, Lord God, the God of the Bible and the Jews, is an asshole. Literally, he's an asshole. I've heard it say from atheists and from some other people who are wishy-washy about God, that say that can't be the God of the Bible because the Israelites just asked for food to be fed and he killed all of them. Wrong. They're liars. Some of them know they're goddamn liars and they know what happened and why it happened, and others are just too goddamn stupid to see, and they themselves worship their stomach. So they're just pretending that they were Israelites and that a God, when you call out for food, and doesn't give you food but destroys you, is no God at all. They're assholes. They're trying to make YaHaWaH YaHaWaH be an asshole by saying that he was a dickhead by killing the Israelites only because they asked for a little bit of food, which is ass wrong. The Israelites were being assholes. They had enough manna to feed themselves and sustain themselves. They were just being greedy and a bunch of fat asses. So, moving on to my next point, real food and real water ain't shit. And I'm not being metaphorical, metaphysical. Once again, real food from a cow, a motherfucking banana, and real water, H2O, ain't shit and can be demonic and possessive. Let me read that again. And can be demonic and possessive. One more time, and can be demonic and possessive. What do you think bulimia is? What do you think anorexia is? What do you think gluttony is? Also, in the end times, there is no real food, water. It's GMOs and lead liquid. Look up Flintwood, Michigan. Okay, so it's not even real. The shit, even if you take the serpent's fang and the animals and the dragon strike, which is the mark of the animal, all you're gonna be able to buy is garbage. That's gonna kill you anyway. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Actually, you're not damned if you don't. Don't take the mark of the beast. But just really quickly, Matthew 4:3, and I'm running out of time, so I'm just gonna whiz through it and start it off with my next video. And the tempter, Satan, we all know who that is. Esau, with his RFID chip, came to him, YaHaWaH, and he said, if thou be the son of Allah, YaHaWaH, an Israelite, command these stones to be made bread, which YaHaWaH does have the power, and we do have the power to call on YaHaWaH in our end times if we have power and strength and ability and have faith in him to give us food like Elijah through ravens or something like that. But that's not the point. If Yahweh wants you to have food, He's going to give it to you. You don't have to ask Him. He knows what you need. He knows the raiment you need. He knows the food you need. He knows everything you need. He created you, and He has your life in His hand. But He answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth by the mouth of Allah YaHaWaH." And that's literal as well. The word, the ideas, the thoughts, not physical things that you put in your mouth. So until then, shalom.